5 ways Stoicism can help ease anxiety. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe to this video. Let's get into this article. 5 ways Stoicism can help ease anxiety. Katharine Tate, June 6, 2019. With busy lives, digital distractions, and thankfully a growing spotlight on mental health, anxiety might seem like a new phenomenon. Yet humans have been fretting for thousands of years. After all, anxiety is a natural response to perceived or real threats, releasing stress hormones so your body can fight or flee. Question is, how do you cope when your worries won't go away and your mind is constantly concocting and responding to threats? While there's no magic pill or potion that will eradicate anxiety, since it's a natural part of our world and biology, the ancient Greek philosophy of Stoicism might just hold the key to getting a grip on anxious modern minds. What is Stoicism? Stoicism was first taught in the streets of Athens 300 BCE. It later swept through ancient Rome, which is why some of the most famous Stoic philosophers were Roman, like Seneca, Epictetus, and the Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Unlike other philosophies, Stoicism inspires action over debate, with just a few core teachings that are easy to adopt. So what can a 2,000-year-old words of wisdom teach us about calming our minds? Number 1, change the things you can control. Make the best use of what's in your power. Take the rest as it happens. Incredibly, 40% of Australians think anxiety is a personality trait rather than a mental health issue, and so can't be treated. In reality, though, it's possible to shift your anxious thoughts and behaviors. For the Stoics, it starts with changing the things you can control, like your beliefs, and letting go of the things you can't. The Stoics taught us that our emotions come from our beliefs, says Julian Evidence, author of Philosophy for Life and Other Dangerous Situations. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control our beliefs. Zeno of Citium, the first ever Stoic, said the philosophy is all about living according to nature. It assumes we all have the natural ability to use reason and wisdom to act and think right. In fact, acting morally and with integrity may be all you need to be calm and content. We can use reason and wisdom to respond wisely and virtuously to anything that life throws at us, even imprisonment or torture, and still be content, Evans says. He points to psychologist Viktor Frankl, who, reflecting on his time in a Nazi concentration camp, said, "Everything can be taken from a man except the last human freedoms, the freedom to choose our response." Let go of the things you can't. Epictetus, a slave turned Stoic, also taught that you can overcome any adversity if you focus on the things you can control, your thoughts and beliefs, and let go of the things you can't. Often we label our experiences as scary or disastrous and then react emotionally to match that belief. Stoicism says you have the power to replace unhelpful beliefs with healthier ones. To put it another way, if you change your thoughts, you can change your emotions and your worldview of the world. Sound familiar? That's because Stoic philosophy has inspired and influenced many modern therapies, including cognitive behavioral therapy. In fact, Stoics were the pioneers of modern psychotherapy. The ancient mind might find this hard to hear because it loves to be in control of everything, but by trying to influence other people in situations, you suffer as a slave and circumstances allowing them to dictate how you think and feel about yourself and the world around you. If you can instead focus on your thoughts, values, and behaviors, you can find some peace in letting go of everything else. Both CBT and Stoicism help you recognize the basic beliefs that spark your emotions. You can then start to question those beliefs. For instance, you might believe everyone must like me, otherwise I can't cope. But if you dig deeper, you can challenge that belief. Why must everyone like me? Is my automatic reaction reasonable or true? Can I accept myself even if others don't? Good habits, good life. Progress is achieved not by luck or accident, but by working on yourself every day. Think for a moment about your daily habits. If you're like most people, you do them subconsciously. You're on autopilot, following the same routine without ever reflecting upon it. To ingrain a new philosophy, you need to take time each day to practice it. As Epictetus said, it is difficult for a person to come to a new principle unless they should hear it every day and at the same time practice it. Daily tools and techniques like meditation and journaling can help you experiment with new beliefs and habits until they become second nature. For author Jules Evans, it took a full toolbox to free from the shackles of social anxiety. He repeated maxims for half an hour each day, kept a journal to track his habits and progress, navigating social situations, practiced daily relaxation, and cut down drinking. After just a few weeks of CBT and Stoicism, Jules stopped having panic attacks, although it took several years to replace his old anxious thoughts and habits with more helpful ones, such as self-acceptance. The most important tip is that it takes time and practice to change our habits. You got to keep at it, strengthening your mental and behavioral habits, and eventually it becomes automatic, ingrained, second nature. Evans likens it to preparing for battle. If you train beforehand, you're more likely to be ready when you're in the heat of the moment. We need to train until our new ideas become automatic thinking and automatic behavior. It takes a while, but keep track of your progress so that you can notice it. Focus on the moment. Wild animals run from the dangers they actually see, and once they have escaped them, worry no more. We, however, are tormented alike by what is past and what is to come. A number of our blessings do us harm, for memory brings back the agony of fear, while foresight brings it on prematurely. No one confines his unhappiness to the present. Seneca. When was the last time you let yourself just be? With no manic multitasking, no fear of the future, no replaying the past, just content and mindful in the moment. Few of us are ever truly immersed in the present moment. As humans, we have an incredible ability to do something called decoupled cognition. It's when you're aware of what's going on around you, but are also mulling over something that is, has, or could happen, or vividly imagining or replaying interactions with others. For instance, you're having a chat with a friend while simultaneously running through your to-do list, or thinking about a fight you had with your partner. Ruminating on the past or worrying about the future stops you from enjoying the moment. And it means you spend all your time and energy on things you can't do anything about. As Seneca, another famous Stoic, wrote, "What is the point of dragging up sufferings that are over, of being miserable now when you were miserable then? You know, worrying doesn't solve your problems or change the outcome. It only adds to your woes and means you end up suffering twice, first in your imagination and again when you have to actually face the scary situation. By contrast, if you can bring your attention back to the moment through mindfulness practices, you can quieten your mind and ease your suffering." As American journalist and author George Horace Lorimer quipped, "Worrying is the one game in which if you guess right, you don't get any satisfaction out of your smartness." Cut out catastrophizing. The fool, with all his other faults, has this also. He is always getting ready to live. Epicurus. Of course, many times you guess wrong and your fears never come true. But that doesn't always stop you from imagining, catastrophizing, or exaggerating future crisis. Seneca told a friend, "What I advise you to do, not to be unhappy before the crisis comes, since it may be the dangers before you paled as if they were threatening you, will never come upon you. They certainly have not yet come." Seneca and Stoicism remind us that while bad things may happen in the future, they aren't happening to you now. It is likely that some troubles will befall us, but it's not a present fact, Seneca went on. How often has the unexpected happened? How often has the expected never come to pass? And even though it is ordained to be, what does it avail one to run to meet your suffering? You will suffer soon enough. When it arrives, so look forward meanwhile to better things. It's clear then that you must learn to spot and separate reasonable worries from irrational ones. If you focus too much on what might happen and spend your mental energy living a perceived future, you deprive yourself of enjoying a full life now. Love and compassion. Like Buddhism, Stoicism sees compassion as key to your happiness. We are naturally wired to live in harmony with others and act kindly. When you act according to that nature, you feel balance and content. That you can also activate empathy by accepting your fallibility, your frailty, and your suffering, all of which are essential aspects of your common humanity. His book contains activities to help you connect with compassion, self-acknowledge, and appreciate your anxious self. Plato also looked to love to ease his troubled mind. By passionately loving and connecting with others, or with goodness or beauty, he believed we could launch out of our egoism and even connect with God. Modern science agrees, with several studies showing how volunteering enhances mental health and well-being. Living stoically. Stoicism is often misunderstood. Many think it is about being indifferent or suppressing your emotions. Rather, this ancient philosophy actually teaches you to transform your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, just as psychotherapy does today. The next time you're fretting about the future, whether it's a work presentation, a sick parent, or the fate of our planet, ask yourself one question. Is this in my control? If it is, focus on what you can do to navigate the situation. If not, just let it go. Then come back to the present and remember that while you can't control everything that happens in life, you can choose how you respond. Over time, this simple Stoic practice could spark a shift from suffering and struggle to compassion and calm. As Marcus Aurelius advised himself, concentrate every minute on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly willing and with justice, and on freeing yourself from all other distractions. Yes, you can, if you do everything as if it were the last thing you were doing in your life. Stop being aimless. Stop letting your emotions override what your mind tells you. Stop being hypocritical, self-centered, and irritable. You see how few things you have to do to live a satisfying and reverent life. If you can manage this, that's all even the gods ask of you. 5 steps to ease anxiety. Ask yourself, is this in my control? If it is, change it. If not, accept it without panic, anxiety, or anger. Practice helpful habits and reinforce them with tools like journaling and meditation. Focus on the present moment and practice mindfulness. Avoid catastrophizing and imagine the good things to come. Practice compassion and devote time to helping others. Thanks so much. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Share this video for more content. All right, guys, see you in the next one. Bye.